If you were planning to buy a new Mac in 2026, you might want to freeze your credit card right now, because the leaks coming out of Cupertino are completely flipping the script on what we expect from the M5 generation, and honestly, it looks less like a celebration of hardware and way more like a massive warning sign. The internet is already hyping up the M5 chip as this revolutionary leap forward, but the reality on the ground is getting incredibly messy, and it is going to hit your wallet hard. Right now, there is an absolute war happening behind the scenes. We are in the middle of a global AI boom, and companies like Nvidia and Microsoft are buying up every single scrap of high-bandwidth memory and advanced storage they can get their hands on to power data centers. What does that mean for you? It means Apple is stuck in an expensive bidding war just to secure enough parts to build your next daily driver. Raw processor power means absolutely nothing if they cannot physically source the memory to run it, and reports from DG Times suggest the supply chain is feeling the heat. Because of this intense pressure, we are hearing from reliable sources that Apple might completely axe its low-end configurations. Yes, the infamous 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage might finally be dead. On paper, that sounds amazing. But naturally, there is a catch, and it is a big one. The starting price of the M5 Mac Mini is expected to skyrocket. We are talking about a new baseline of 16GB of unified memory and 512GB of storage, pushing the entry price dangerously close to $800. For years, the Mac Mini was the affordable ticket into the Apple ecosystem. It was the compact little box that let you run macOS without taking out a second mortgage for a MacBook Pro. But if these leaks hold up, Apple is basically transforming it into a prosumer device. The aluminum chassis is staying the same, but the internal single-core speeds are supposedly going to rival older high-end Macs processors, thanks to TSMC 3nm yields getting better. That kind of speed is going to make everyday editing in Final Cut Pro feel insanely snappy, but I have to ask you guys right now, are you actually willing to pay nearly $800 for the baseline Mac Mini just to get your foot in the door? Let me know down in the comments, because I think a lot of budget buyers are going to be completely priced out. And if you think the Mac Mini situation is frustrating, wait until you hear about the iMac. A lot of us really wanted 2026 to be the year Apple finally gave the standard 24-inch iMac a proper display upgrade. We are living in a world where budget Android phones and cheap office monitors have high refresh rate screens. Yet Mac-O-Takara and the ELEC are pointing to Apple keeping the exact same aging design from years ago. Worse, it seems they are intentionally locking the standard M5 iMac to a 60Hz refresh rate. That is just brutal. According to the famously accurate display analyst Ross Young, Apple is aggressively keeping Mini LED and promotion locked behind their premium devices to force product separation. It is the classic Apple tax at work. They probably assume the average family buying an iMac just wants it to look pretty in the kitchen and does not care about smooth scrolling or thermal throttling. But if you are dropping that kind of cash on an all-in-one desktop today, settling for a 60Hz LCD just feels bad. But there is a silver lining for the heavy hitters, because Shrimp Apple Pro and Mark Gurman have been hinting at something massive. For years, people have been begging for a true replacement to the discontinued Intel iMac Pro. Well, new supply chain chatter indicates Apple is finally building a massive 30-inch all-in-one desktop aimed straight at creative professionals. We are talking about a stunning large-format display featuring promotion and an extremely powerful M5 Max chip hidden right behind the panel. Interestingly though, Ming-Chi has noted that OLED technology is probably not happening here. Apple is reportedly terrified of burn-in risks for video editors who leave static timelines and toolbars up on the screen for 12 hours a day. So they are sticking with ultra-advanced LCD tech to ensure color accuracy and reliability. But here is the kicker. This 30-inch beast could start at $4,000. I know that number sounds absolutely insane at first glance. But honestly, I'll believe it when I see it, because a lot of audio engineers and 3D artists will gladly pay that just to have a single cable setup with seamless integration and zero external monitor clutter. Now, if $4,000 sounds like pocket change to you, let us talk about the absolute monster hiding at the end of Apple's roadmap. The next Mac Studio. Apple completely skipped the M4 Ultra, leaving high-end professionals out in the cold. But they are apparently overcompensating with the M5 Ultra. Leaks suggest this chip combines two M5 Max processors using next-generation UltraFusion tech to create a beast with up to 36 CPU cores and an 80-core GPU. This is being custom-built for large-scale machine learning, advanced 3D rendering, and native 8K video production. But supplying enough memory to feed an 80-core GPU in that compact Mac Studio chassis is creating a massive engineering headache. Because of those AI component shortages I mentioned earlier, Apple might be forced to do a paper launch. They will show off this gorgeous powerhouse at their big event, tell you how it changes everything, and then tell you it won't actually ship until late autumn. It is the ultimate tease. So yes, the M5 generation is going to deliver some of the wildest performance gains we have ever seen across the Mac lineup. But you are going to pay for it with steeper entry prices, aggressive product segmentation, and release dates that keep slipping.